Juan Soto has been traded at long last to the New York Yankees. The deal is going down. You see Joel Sherman tweeting at 10:37 p.m. Eastern, the trade between the Yankees and Padres, sending Soto and Trent Grisham to the New York Yankees is now completed. The teams are to make it official at some time tonight. Shortly after that, MLB Network tweeting out, breaking, Juan Soto is reportedly being traded to the New York Yankees. We certainly expect a slew of more tweets about this. John Heyman tweeting, Yankees-Padres deal is complete. Soto is a Yankee. MLB's Twitter account, Yankees reportedly complete the deal for Juan Soto from the Padres per MLB Network and insider Joel Sherman. Jeff didn't drink enough Mountain Dew today is all I can surmise from the situation, that it wasn't Jeff Passan to break the news, but here we are. Soto is now a Yankee. Soto in pinstripes. We talked about how Juan Soto in pinstripes is legendary stuff, and it is going to come to fruition. We are here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. We are live. Those of you live with me, make sure to hit that like. We had to bring an abrupt end to the regular stream to come in here and start something new because I want it to be specifically Soto, just Juan Soto in this trade that is now done. Juan Soto to the New York Yankees. Talked about how this Yankee team needed to do something that was maybe irrational to some. Why would you trade for Soto? You could just wait a year. The way the Yankees operate, though, that's not it. You worry about 2025 and 2025. You got to worry about 2024 right now. It is World Series or bust. It is about removing the stink. It is about removing the embarrassment that this franchise, this proud franchise, has gone through over the last two seasons. The exit to the Houston Astros in the 2022 season, that postseason, it was embarrassing. 2023, just barely able to stay above 500, falling below 500 for a significant portion of the season. So this Yankee team, it was unacceptable. And I argued earlier that Brian Cashman might have been doing this for his job. Again, you talk about Michael King, you talk about Drew Thorpe, you talk about the pieces that'll be going to San Diego. We're going to dive into that in just a minute. You think about those pieces. Yes, Brian Cashman needs to still operate with them in mind, but you know what? If Brian Cashman has been instructed that if he doesn't get this deal done, then see ya. He doesn't care about Michael King's 2026 or 2027 season, Drew Thorpe's 10-year career with the Yankees from 2026 until 2036. He doesn't care about that. He cares about 2024, winning the World Series, job security, taking this franchise to a point. This is another one that I said. This is another one.
And yes, has to be a Blue Jay now. Not great for LA.
Isaiah, you're right. I think that is the next move, and we are going to talk about what's next. Consigliere, thank you for that donation. I appreciate you. Nick, thank you for the donation. We have some super chats coming in. Muffin Man, thank you for the donation. This Yankee team, the Yankees, let's go there for a second. The Yankees had gotten to a point where the name had lost its luster. The weight behind just saying the word Yankees. Some words carry more weight, right? The Yankees were the heaviest. The weight that just saying the word, the name, the team, Yankees, it was the heaviest word in baseball. And that was no longer the case. The Yankees had become something that people poked fun at, made jokes about. You got to bring an end to that. A Juan Soto trade does just that for the New York Yankees. You add him in there with Aaron Judge. You take this team to a whole new level. I can't wait to see what others are saying about this across this platform and other platforms. Those are my primary feelings on why this deal needed to happen and why it doesn't matter that you're giving up years of control with King and Thorpe and all those other guys. Forget that. Drew Thorpe could be terrible at the major league level. Maybe not. Maybe he'll be fantastic, but he might be terrible. And Michael King cannot prevent you from getting Juan Soto. All of these reasons. Rally Cap Baseball Talk, thank you. Welcome to Ballcap Nation Platinum. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for signing up. Yamamoto won't happen, Benny Biceps. That is certainly one of the elements that you have to think of are next. Quick reminder to everybody, our live streams are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code BALLCAP for a matching first deposit. Link will be down below. Here it is. Traded to the New York Yankees. As a baseball fan, this is exciting. As a Blue Jays fan, not so much. As a baseball fan, this is exciting. Brian Tucker, welcome to Ballcap Nation Gold. Brian, welcome in. As a baseball fan, you think about what Juan Soto in pinstripe feels like, what that looks like. That's kind of exciting. That's kind of cool. Just straight up. Like, it may only be 1 year. And I think, listen, Brian Cashman is entering into this with that thought that this is a 1-year deal. Van Dominator, no, I do not believe Gleyber Torres is going anywhere. You figure that this is probably a 1-year thing. But even if it's a 1-year thing, if it brings you that much closer to a World Series championship, which now, caution moving forward, because look, Juan Soto was just on the Padres, along with Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. and Xander Bogaerts and Yu Darvish and Blake Snell and Joe Musgrove, and it didn't matter. Josh Hader didn't matter. So you have certainly more to do, but you are in a spot now where the New York Yankees are drastically better, and they will continue to push. You have to figure Michael King coming out. You now have an open spot in that rotation that you need to fill. Do you fill that with Yamamoto? We learned today that there are 7 teams, 5 that we know, 2 that are mystery teams. One of them's probably your rival. One of the other ones we know is your rival in the division. The Blue Jays are linked to Yamamoto. You have to think the Boston Red Sox cannot be too far behind. They absolutely cannot be too far behind. Did the Yankees give up too much? And I will argue the answer to that is no. Are we still here? Did anything change? I had this prepared before we went live. Those of you in the chat live, has anything changed? Jeff Passan is now tweeting. 7 seconds ago from Jeff Passan. Make sure to hit that like, everybody. We got to obliterate these like goals. Absolutely destroy them. We are already over the first one. Let's blow way past the second one. I want to see how close we can get to 300 with 1,500 of you in here right now. Thank you. I salute you all for coming in. Here's the deal. Jeff Passan tweeting 7 seconds ago. The Yankees have acquired superstar outfielder Juan Soto in a trade from the San Diego Padres. Sources tell ESPN. Deal is done. And the Yankees now get to pair Juan Soto with Aaron, don't you dare call me Arson Judge in the outfield, and will feature 2 of the best hitters in baseball. Let me throw another thing at you. Jason Dominguez. Think about Jason Dominguez getting to spend a year with Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. Jason, I fully expect you to be doing the Soto shuffle when you're in there. Think about how that can benefit Jason Dominguez, having Juan Soto and Aaron Judge together for a season. Bob Nightingale tweeting a minute ago, Yankees are back to being the powerful Yankees, acquiring Juan Soto in a blockbuster trade with the Padres. That's what I'm talking about. The weight behind the name, the weight of the name had been completely lost. This Yankees team, you say the word Yankees, you used to just strike fear. That's where you got the evil empire. They were no longer the evil empire. They had been defeated. The evil empire Yankees, when the Yankees were coming to your town, when the Yankees were making the playoffs, when the Yankees were signing this guy and trading this guy, I was like, oh my God, the Yankees. Hasn't been like that for a while. This takes that step back to that level where the Yankees are doing their thing. I am looking to see the full trade package. Mark Feinsand tweeting, the Yankees have agreed to trade with the Padres to acquire Juan Soto per source. Michael King is in the deal, but it's unclear what the entire trade is as of the moment. So, disclaimer time, ladies and gentlemen, that this trade package that is on the screen is subject to change, okay? This is the package that we heard earlier today, but remember there were some snags. John Heyman tweeting that Juan Soto has been informed he's now a Yankee. Jim Bowden tweeting out that the Soto deal is the same players as reported earlier, which would mean it's this. Soto and Grisham to the Yankees. The Padres get Michael King, Drew Thorpe, Higashioka, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez. That is the situation. Guys, if you're here, if you're excited, if you're feeling good about this, if you're a Yankee fan and you're pumped up, make sure to hit that like. I got to think we can obliterate this like goal. What a great night for the New York Yankees. I mean, couldn't have dragged it out any longer. Couldn't have added more suspense to this if they tried at this point. Jeff Passan also tweeting that Eduardo Rodriguez is headed to the Diamondbacks on a 4-year, $20 million contract. So, Erod, congratulations. Nobody cares right now. Again, this Yankee team, the stink, the embarrassment that had been on that franchise the last couple of years, the stink on the pinstripes had reached a level that even that insurance company patch could not wipe away. By the way, how do they have that on pinstripes?
If Jays don't get Ohtani, PLS no belly, crying
well,
face.
Raul, certainly. You think about that. You think about that from the Ohtani perspective, because that is certainly a domino. What do the Blue Jays now go full court press? They had to know this was coming. Ross Atkins, Mark Shapiro, they had to feel like this was a possibility, almost a damn near certainty to happen. So you got to think that, yeah, the Blue Jays already were sort of putting an offer forward, understanding that there's a good chance that Soto's going to be a Yankee, and we can't sit. We cannot sit. This Yankee team now, Soto, Trent Grisham. Trent Grisham is going to be your defensive replacement because the dude's got a hole in the bat. I don't know why he keeps going up to bats, standing in the box with a bat full of holes, man. Fill that thing. You're not going to see much from a bat perspective from Trent Grisham. You'll see him on the base paths, a pinch runner. You'll see him a late game defensive substitution. He's not expensive either. There's only going to be about $5 million. This is the deal. Andy Martino tweeting it 15 seconds ago. What we have here is locked in. Soto and Grisham to the Yankees. King, Thorpe, Vasquez, Burrito, and Higashioka heading to the Padres. So the Padres revamp. Is it a revamp? I don't even know if this is. The Padres get some arms for the rotation. That's the best I can put it right now. I like Michael King. Michael King is in the starting rotation. Johnny Burrito is in the starting rotation. Drew Thorpe can certainly earn his way into the starting rotation. We take a look at what that might be right here. Musgrove, Darvish, King, Burrito, Jay Groom, or whoever else you can find to take that fifth day is in at the number 5 spot. So that is an improvement. Does it make you competitive in the West? I don't think so. It makes you better.
Yankees don't care about pitching. Gonna bang HRs.
That's right, they are. You've got a situation here where maybe Drew Thorpe fits into the rotation day one. Maybe that's a possibility. Let's take a look at the Yankees and what the lineup could be. What fun you can have. What fun you can have if you are Brett Boone, Aaron Boone, Wrong Boone. If you're, I think about Brett Boone. We had him on the podcast. Aaron Boone filling out the roster. It's fun now. It's fun. Verdugo's got to be at the top, right? Verdugo was leading off in Boston. Verdugo's got a swag about him. Kind of like him leading off. Judge, Soto, however you want to pair those two. Shortly, you got Glaber. Glaber had a nice year last year. Rizzo, Stanton. There's some pop there. DJ, Volpe, Wells at the back of that lineup. You can get to a point where 1 through 9, this lineup fucks. Every time. 1 through 9. This lineup, if you get to a spot where DJ's hot, Wells is cranking homers, Volpe's hot, Stanton's not striking out as much, this lineup, if you get to a point where 5 or 6 of them are clicking, good luck.
My son and I are excited. My son says hi, Jim.
You should be excited. Jesse, you should be excited. This is an exciting day. I would be excited. I would be excited if I was a Yankee fan too. I would be pumped. Doug, you still like the O's and the Blue Jays? Well, yeah. I mean, the O's and the Blue Jays can still make the postseason with the Yankees if this works out to where you think it can work out too. Certainly, you can have great things coming for the Orioles and the Blue Jays. They can both still make the playoffs. Orioles are in a good spot. But think about what's happened in the American League East. You think about how good the Orioles are, and I think we could all expect the Orioles to continue to get better. So what do the Yankees need to do? The Yankees cannot go out there and make mistakes. Last offseason, what was the big thing they did? They went out and got Carlos Rodon. They re-signed Aaron Judge, but the addition was Carlos Rodon. How'd that work out? Cannot run back a somewhat questionable addition. So go out there and get Juan Soto. Some super chats coming in. Streets, thank you for the $5. JJ, Ohtani time, you think? Maybe. I don't think Ohtani was tied to Juan Soto. If anything, I could have seen it going the other way, where if you were the Padres and you were thinking, well, you know what? Let's wait. Let's hold on. Time out. Pause.
Time, you think?
No need to hurry. Let's see what happens with Ohtani, because if Ohtani does go to the Dodgers, maybe the Blue Jays call up with a better offer. Now that's just speculation. That is just thoughts out into the universe now that are going to go off and disappear. What a great job by the Yankees. This is a statement. This is a definite statement on the mindset. Every year it's World Series or bust for the New York Yankees. Every damn year it's World Series or bust. New York Yankees, you better get it done. If you don't, the fan base is going to riot. So even though Juan Soto is probably going to be a free agent, to get him for a year, and look, I don't want to dampen the mood, but this may be the only shot to have Juan Soto in pinstripes. Maybe. Because when he becomes a free agent, everyone's in play. The Dodgers, the Mets, the Cubs, the Blue Jays go find that Ohtani money. If the Ohtani goes to the Dodgers, the Blue Jays scrap and find scrounge for that Ohtani money back. The Giants, if the Giants can't again find somebody to take the money, there's going to be a lot of teams lining up for Juan Soto. This may have been your best chance to get him exposed to pinstripes, exposed to Aaron Judge as a teammate, exposed to October baseball in the Bronx, making a run for it in pinstripes with that crowd that has the highest expectations. And when you're hitting those expectations, that fan base loves you like nothing else. When you're hitting those expectations. When you're not hitting it, they will chew you up, spit you out, step on you, stomp on you, call their dog over to lick you up off the ground. When you're not doing it. When you are doing it, they'll love you like nothing else. What, were we all just waiting for the winter meetings to end? Why is this all happening after the winter meetings? We get the Soto deal done.
Simon, everybody, Jim deserves some likes. He is fire.
In the background, thank you. In the background, Erod is going to the Diamondbacks, 4 years, $80 million. That's something wild and crazy because I don't think that's anything more than he was going to get with Detroit. Now, the Diamondbacks are in a better situation maybe than Detroit. You could argue that. You got Jeimer Candelario talk firing up right now. Okay. I guess we just needed the winter meetings to end for the stove to get turned on, I guess. Let's see. Doug, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, hit that, guys, hit that like. We have a weak like goal right now. Let's adjust that. This needs to be 500. There are almost 2,000 of you here. Thank you all for being here. Make sure anybody new, subscribe. This is what we do here. This excitement, this fire, this passion that I am trying to project through the camera. If you dig it, stay, hang out, subscribe, alerts, notifications, likes, all of those wonderful things. Ballcap Nation, that's our community. I would love for you to be a part of it moving forward. I think we have a stellar, legendary community. Would love for you to be a part of it. Streets, get Bellinger, then this lineup will be something. Heyman was talking about how the Yankees probably had, of the three, Soto, Bellinger, and Yamamoto, a good chance to get two of them. Now that you have Soto, and you traded for Verdugo, and you've got Judge, that's your outfield, and you're going to have Jason Dominguez back at some point next year. You're stuck with Giancarlo Stanton, so I don't see Bellinger. Streets, yes. I mean, you're starting to build a lineup that you could head out there and battle the Klingons for interstellar dominance, but let's just worry about planet Earth for a minute first. A round. For those here earlier, the round planet. This is a hell of a lineup. Really is. When everyone's hitting this lineup, not everyone. You don't have to have everyone hitting. If you got 5 or 6 of these guys,
Get Bellinger, then this lineup will be something.
You got 5 or 6 of these guys rocking it. Good luck. Good luck getting through. Good luck getting through. I don't know if you can. This is the deal. When we think about this deal, compare it to the deal that, now look, we knew this was never going to work out for the Padres, where they were going to get even a quarter of the dollar back that they spent on Juan Soto. So in that element, you could say that the Padres, this was a failed experiment. It'll truly be a failed experiment if nothing ever happens with this group. But if they win nothing with this group, because now you got King, you got Thorpe, you got Burrito. I don't know what they're going to get. King and Thorpe are the two. You're going to be looking for King and Thorpe to build your rotation around. If you can do that with those guys and you can compete with that rotation, then you can still cling on to something and say, yeah, we didn't win the World Series with Juan Soto, but we got King and Thorpe, and those two are, it's a two-headed monster. I mean, that's what you'll be clinging to at this point. But as far as the package that they're giving up, King, Thorpe. Now, the other interesting piece, we knew there was going to be a catcher, and that's how you have Higgy in here. But the Padres now, I'm fascinated when I think about the Padres situation and their team. Why were they doing this, right? Why was San Diego doing this? San Diego was doing this because they were looking at the $33 million that it was going to cost for Soto. They were looking at all the holes they had with their team, and they were looking at the fact that they just could not improve their club and pay for Juan Soto. How crazy is this? How crazy is it to think that you have to trade Juan Soto to get better? That's the situation that the Padres found themselves in this offseason, because they could not rebuild the rotation. They could not build up a strong bullpen with that financial situation that they were in. With Soto, you had a projected dollar figure, projected payroll of $189. And rumors are, not rumors, reporting is out there that they wanted to be at 200. Now, that's probably not going to happen. But what it does tell you is that they're not spending 255 again. So you're going over, even after trading Soto with this, because you got to pay these guys, King, Thorpe, Rito, Vasquez, Higgy, they all cost money too. You're going to have to pay them Granted, it's not anywhere near what you were paying Soto. You still got to pay them, and then you still have more work to do. I argue the Padres still need to go out there. Now this might make the Padres a serious player for bringing Blake Snell back, bringing Josh Hader back. That was out of the question before. Now it's in play. The Padres can maybe make some moves. They will not be handcuffed with that contract. But I think about the Padres team now with Soto out of there and with Grisham out of there. That was your left fielder. That was your center fielder. Folks, Azokar, that's it. That's what we're going. Who's going to be in the outfield for the San Diego Padres next year? Robert Hassel is an infielder. I guess he's moving. They're going to have to move some pieces around to fill out this roster. They still have holes. Young-Hoo Lee, good one. Hoodie Waffles, love that handle, by the way. Hoodie Waffles, good one.
Berkman to NY calling it now.
They can go get a player like Young-Hoo Lee, and we know that they are very interested in him. But you still have some holes in this team, even if you do that.
Patience.
Thank you, guys. Again, I appreciate the super chats. I don't know why, but I got two systems running here. The main one that I'm going to is not showing the chat, so I got to look down here to see what you guys are bringing in. Let's see. Big Badness, Bregman. Unfortunately, I don't think Bregman's going anywhere. Onyx, told you patience, have patience. 100% patience is a virtue. We're going to have to change that thumbnail, right? We have to change that thumbnail from our earlier video. Guys, we're over the like goal. Thank you. I want to see if we can make a jump from 5 to 6. Can we jump from 5 to 6 with almost 2,000 of you in here now? Please hit that like if you are enjoying your time here. I think we'll reiterate that this situation for the New York Yankees is exactly heading back down a road that they had not gone down in a long time. This Yankee team had almost become a joke, a laughingstock. The Giancarlo Stanton contract, the Carlos Rodon contract, Brian Cashman, Aaron Boone with his thing with the umpire. Like, it was constant. The New York Yankees had become a clown car cruising down the interstate. This changes that in a big way with an exclamation point. Let's see. Flashman, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the 4 months on the Platinum Club. YouTube's hottest baseball YouTuber. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. You make me blush, buddy. What are your predictions for the Brewers off season and their season? I think the Brewers might trade one piece. I don't think you're going to trade a lot of pieces. I think you're going to maybe deal one because I think you're still interested in winning. Bringing Wade Miley back tells me that. What's next? Let's talk about what's next for maybe both of these teams at this point. When we think about this trade, when we think about the situation for the Yankees, we'll start with the Yankees. We will dig into what we think might be next for the Padres, but we will focus on the Yankees because the Yankees got the guy. The Yankees bring in Soto. So let's talk about that first. Now that King is gone, you look at the rotation and you look at an opening. What's the logical choice to fill that opening? It's got to be Yamamoto. That's where you're going, in my opinion, to fill that rotation void now. We get Cole, you got Rodon, Schmidt, Cortez. Cortez has a shoulder thing. What are you expecting out of him? Schmidt. Look, you can't be in a position. You can't. Here's another thing. You're not going to go and trade Juan Soto and then sit on your hands the rest of the offseason. You're just not going to do that. You're going to continue to be aggressive because now with Juan Soto, and all you have is 1 year with Juan Soto. That is the only thing guaranteed, is that it's 1 year with Juan Soto. So that means you got to be aggressive as hell and continue to push and bring talent in because you don't want to do what the Padres just did for 2 seasons. Sorry, Padre fans. You don't want to do what the Padres just did and waste Juan Soto on your roster.